mitigation and preparedness strategies. This next example is going to cover social impacts, mitigation and preparedness strategies you can do for social risk exposure. And a lot of people, they forget about social risk exposure, but can have a huge impact on your business in the long run. So what does this actually mean? Well, a really good example is a crisis communication plan. As we get on through the tool, we actually have resources for you to make your own crisis communication plan. Communicating effectively in a crisis can help save your business from huge social impacts. If you're not telling your staff or your clients or the community that you've been impacted by a hazard or you have some sort of outage because something's going on, what happens is you risk the opportunity of all of those people thinking that you are just non-responsive, that you're not producing materials because you've lost interest in them, something along those lines. People need to know what's going on, and a crisis communication plan is something you can do very easily to mitigate those sort of social risks that could be happening in your community. Besides that, there's other stuff like making a never raise prices policy. It sounds really simple, but a lot of times what can happen is you can actually, and technically it's illegal, but you can get price gouging in a crisis situation. So all of a sudden, a jerry can of gas costs 5 times as much if there's no gas around, or a bottle of water. And that price gouging, it can really leave a negative taste in a lot of people's mouths. And so you can very simply say, we're gonna make a policy right now, never raise prices. So it doesn't matter the supply and the demand, you are not gonna take advantage of people when they need your help and your resources. And that can go a long way towards social equity in your community with your customers or your clients or your staff. And again, another really good example, something you can put in place beforehand so that you're not faced by that social risk should a hazard happen to your business. So in the end, we've given you a lot of examples of mitigation and preparedness strategies, but this is not an exhaustive list. This is really as creative as you want to make it. Think about your own business, come up with your own strategies. If you actually think about what the impacts could be, you could probably come up with some amazing ideas that aren't here. These are just here to give you an idea of what we're kind of looking for with mitigation preparedness strategy. Because most people, they overthink it, but simple things you can do now, they can have a huge lasting impact for your business should a hazard occur.